I am completely enchanted with how much they do with the funds here, and then it goes directly to the researchers, and the level of extraordinary research here is truly world-class. We did a tour this morning and saw the imaging, what they were doing and how they were getting down to 2 microns, how they were doing extraordinary things with these MRI machines, and everything is being kind of souped up. I think what separates Lyric from any of the kind of research institutions that I'm familiar with is that they are they're side by side with the hospital. So they see something in a patient and they take it here to the institute and they work on it. So rather than hypothesizing about something and then working for a long time before it gets to patient, they are cross-pollinating all the time. I think that's highly unusual. Highly unusual to have the kind of research that's so interdisciplinary with physicists and biologists and chemists and all of the MDs as well as PhDs working in this way is just extraordinary. So you're jumping back and forth in these different ways so that every time they're discovering something in the lab, they can implement it or they can try it in the patient, or they see something in the patient, they can take it to the lab. And I think that's really, it's as research should be done, as opposed to the way it is done, which is quite separate and really siloed. Today was thrilling to learn about Caroline and this huge cohort that they have that's helping to decrease the equivalent of sort of recidivism, about having to go back into the hospital and after these cardiac events, not only from an economic point of view, but from a health and life span, from a health span and the vibrancy of life. It seems to be having extraordinary results. And extraordinary really is 63%, kind of amazing. So I think that I'm very happy to be a contributor myself, to be pressing friends and family, and to contribute, to look at ways we can bring this kind of an understanding of visibility to the work that's being done here at Lyric. Also to amplify it on the global stage, to be looking at really leading the way for this kind of collaboration around research. If we're really going to be solving some of these giant problems that are going to continue to plague the populations, we have to solve them globally, and that means we have to collaborate. We can't be in our own little institutions trying to maximize our profits. The big message is that cardiac disease and heart disease is the #1 killer. A heart attack is a great way for the person to die because it's so fast, and it's heartbreaking for the people who are left behind, but it's not a great fundraising situation, because you aren't watching somebody over years saying, I never want anyone else to have to go through with this. These things can be prevented. I think the challenge with the rhythm is that you don't necessarily know you have it until you're diagnosed. But I happened to walk in and just find out about it. But I'd had all of these episodes that if I'd been more aware, and I'm pretty aware as a human, I'm always interested in health, but I would never have said, oh, the high heart rate was a symptom of AFib. But we don't think about literally what's going on inside the heart, which is all this electrical. And that whole field is much newer, because we think of our heart as a pump, but we don't think of it as an electrical system. But I think there's a level above that is about more knowledge about your heart and how it works.